4 practices of the month of Shawwal as a complementary to worship after Ramadan. Ramadan has passed, but the blessings will continue to flow to every Muslim through the worship performed in the month of Shawwal. Here is the practice of the month of Shawwal. The month of Shawwal is indeed a glorified month other than the month of Ramadan. There are many acts of worship that can be done in the month of Shawwal, not just the 6-day Shawwal fast. Fasting for 6 days is indeed a recommended practice in the month of Shawwal. This is also stated in the hadith of the Prophet Muhammad narrated by Ibn Majah, which means as follows. Whoever fasts during Ramadan and then 6 days of Shawwal is followed, it is like fasting for the rest of his life. Well, here are the practices of the month of Shawwal that can be carried out by Muslims in addition to fasting the 6 days of Shawwal. 1. Fasting Monday and Thursday. Fasting on Mondays and Thursdays is one of the practices of the month of Shawwal, which is also recommended for Muslims to do in addition to fasting for 6 days. Please note, this sunnah fasting is better done after paying off the debt of fasting Ramadan. Narrated by Rasulullah used to fast Monday and Thursday. This is stated in the hadith narrated by Imam Tirmidhi, which means as follows. Meaning, may Allah be pleased with you, said, the Messenger of Allah used to fast on Mondays and Thursdays. 2. Congregational Prayers. Another good practice in the month of Shawwal is praying in congregation. As for the virtue of praying in congregation as narrated by Ibn Umar in the hadith narrated by Imam Tirmidhi, which means as follows. Ibn Umar said, the Messenger of Allah said, prayers performed together or praying in congregation are 27 degrees higher than those praying alone. 3. Reading the Quran. The practice in the month of Shawwal that is also recommended is reading the Quran. The virtue of reading the Quran is also stated in the hadith narrated by Imam Tirmidhi, which reads as follows. Rasulullah said, whoever reads one letter in the Quran will get a reward, and the reward is multiplied 10 times. I'm not saying Alif Lam Mim is one letter, but Alif is one letter, Lam is one letter, and Mim is one letter. 4. Stay in touch. The next sunnah practice that can be done in the month of Shawwal is silaturahmi. Gathering is one of the worships that is often done and becomes a kind of tradition in the month of Shawwal or during Eid. Usually, this relationship is done by forgiving each other, both family members, co-workers and friends. That is why the month of Shawwal is a month full of blessings. Thus, information about the practice of the month of Shawwal that is recommended to be done by Muslims. Let's increase worship by carrying out the worship practices of the month of Shawwal.